We're,
Right.
This meeting is being recorded.
Okay, you're on.
Okay, so I've got a plane here. I'm not going to put any materials on it. I'm going to make it 10 by 10. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to turn off my main camera. And then I'm going to add a third person character onto this third person controller, go to my prefabs, my third person character there. And while I've got my cursor in my scene window, if I press F, it'll focus in on it. And I'm going to go to my cameras here and I'm going to get the prefab for the free look camera and bring it out. Really doesn't matter where I put it. I'm going to take my free look camera and I need to set up my target. So I'm going to drag my third person controller into the target, set it up there and play. I don't have it on maximize, but you can see it
camera will
underneath.
follow the character then.
Yeah, I'm going to set it up on maximize real quick. And do it again. All right.
Seems like the camera, no matter how close you put it to Ethan, it stays the same distance.
Yeah, you can mess with the numbers on it a little bit
And bring it closer.
and bring it in closer and stuff like that. And that would be on the actual camera. So you have a return time. Closest distance is at 0.5. So I could make it like 0.2, change it a little bit. Also the tilts, here are the tilts and stuff. You can change the turn speed, the move speed. So let's see what oh, that was from the wall that I did, and I don't have a wall. But he'll do W, A, S, and D. So this is S. He runs backwards, forwards, and to the sides, and then you can turn the camera with your mouse. Okay. Now,
Run them off the edge.
yeah, if you want. He's actually kind of far away from the edge. If I had a car, it'd be a little bit better. But he'll fall. He'll like literally just fall. And
Free
you
fall.
see him falling down there and the camera just keeps following him. Okay, so stop that. I'm going to turn off the third person controller. Now there's other controllers in here besides the first person. We have vehicles and there's an aircraft and a car, and I'm going to bring the car out. Just a regular car. And you can put some materials on it. It's not perfect, but it's just a good start to test stuff with. So I go back to my free look camera again and I drag the car into it. And then I'll start playing.
Makes sense. You got to attach the car to the camera so it knows
Yeah.
to follow it.
Can you change the distance of how close the camera is?
yeah,
You can mess with the numbers on it. And just do the best you can. It's got like an auto targeting thing and there it's not great. You know, it's just something to really kind of start with. If you really wanted to for the car, like I could turn this free look camera off and I could turn this on. And if I place this right, this is the part of the reason why I have my setup this way is because I like to be able to see what my game camera sees for setting things up. So I might do something like this and bring the camera out and up and maybe rotate it a little bit. Oops, not too much. Like that or something. Make it 20 degrees. And then what I do is I'll attach it to my car. So this is you parent it. So the camera would become a child of the car and play. And then what happens is you can't tell, but it's moving around. If I had other things out there, it would be different. And it's just following the car. Okay, so it's not, I'm just using my WASD keys here
Why are the lights coming on?
because I was
Speed.
going backwards.
That's
Oh,
speed.
you're going backwards. That's cool.
I just almost fell off. So let's add something here just so it put a cube in, just so you can tell that there's something else here. And I'll make a material. This is something that I do
I
all the time.
suggest the color black or something.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a material folder. I do this. A lot of people don't do it. I put a
And-
little underscore and it pops up to the top. If you do that with your folders, it'll pop up towards the top. So I'm just gonna make a material really quick, just so that I can kind of let's make it red. And I'm gonna attach it. I'm gonna attach it to my cube here. That way you can kind of see what's going on a little bit better. Let's make its height 2, 4. This way you can kind of tell that there's something going, whoops. Sorry about that. Okay, so that's something else that you can do with the camera is just attach it like that. Or of course I could take that, I can turn that camera off and I can have my free look camera on there again. And I'll show you the difference. So see, I can move around and look at different things with that camera. Whoops, it's going backwards.
Even as the skid marks.
Yeah. So that's one, another thing you could do. It's a car. And then there's a couple other vehicles. The aircrafts are kind of cool. You need a little bit more space for the aircrafts. Jet, there's two different ones. There's that one, which is like a jet, and then there's a prop plane. In case anybody wants to make a flight game. Now let's turn, that's the AI one. I don't want the AI one. You don't want the AI ones because the AI is different. That's for like enemies and stuff like that. The regular ones, they'll just have a certain type of controller on it. So if I do this jet aircraft and I have the free look camera, let's try playing it. Let's see if I can get off the ground here. I don't know where my plane went, as in like the plane that I was running around on, but this is basically how you can set up something for
I kind of see the plane that you're driving around, but
so you would, if you wanted to make like a flight game, you would put some kind of like circles or something, or maybe you have something shooting or something like that in it. So you would have to make your world bigger if you have some kind of plane. But those are basically the five different controllers. There's also a rollerball here. I've used it once just to kind of show it off. Let's turn the aircraft off and use the rollerball here. So it comes with these basic little starter things that you can build a game off of, right? A lot of people, when they do this stuff, like for the rollerball, they'll make their own setup for it, or a third person controller. The first person controller, a lot of the times people they'll use the standard one. You can go through and make another one. It's kind of redundant. Unless you really want it to do something special, I wouldn't worry too much about it. Just take a first person controller and build off of that. The third person can be a little bit different. Some people don't necessarily like using Ethan. He's a little weird. So you can find other ones, but whoops, I didn't mean to do that one. Turn the rollerball off. But it works okay. It's really good to have it so that you can run around and make sure that everything is the right size.
Yep.
The thing about putting attaching the main camera onto the third person controller is that for some reason it kind of glitches him a little bit. He doesn't quite move right when you do that. I don't know why. So I just use this one. And then you can like come up to your wall and go, well, my wall height is right, or it's not right, or something like that, right? So that's your basic standard stuff, just to kind of go around and look at things. And a lot of the times I like to use the first person controller to do that. But it all depends upon what you're making.